ちゃったのか。
Fam, it's not often. It's not often that I come across an anime that I vibe with like instantaneously. And the Eminence of a Shadow, or the Eminence, the Eminence in Shadow, because that's what it's called, the Eminence in Shadow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Like, not only am I completely thoroughly impressed that this is an isekai anime, not only am I thoroughly impressed that we got a complete backstory, which, as you know, isekai anime these days have just been like, new character, new world, here's 10 seconds of them, like, keeling over at their desk at work, or getting hit by a truck. And then nothing. Like, their whole entire life before the isekai is just, it doesn't matter. They're vaporized off the face of the earth. It don't matter. They're faceless coon. You know what I mean? Like, it don't matter. This anime took the time to set up our main character, Sid, and we got to know all of his machinations, all of the things that drove him, all of the insincerities that he's had to live through, all of the motivations that he's had to go through, all of the struggles he's had to face, all of the hurdles he's had to climb to realize his own mortality in this world. For his goals didn't match his goals didn't match reality. And I think that is something so special. And this anime, although I am thoroughly impressed, like, for first off, like, I think I'm gonna love the hell out of this anime. But, like, I am thoroughly impressed with episode 1. And I think everything that this anime is trying to accomplish, it freaking nailed. Like, could it go downhill from here? Sure. But that episode 1 was so sweet. The only thing it could do from here on is let me down. But at the same token, it's like, this really set the stage for what's to come. And I'm really hyped. Now, are there a couple little nitpicky things? Absolutely there is. But the overall experience was freaking just home run out the effing park. So good. So, if you're not familiar with the channel, if this is your first time here watching the review of, or should you watch, Eminence of the Shadow, you're trying to see, like, hey, how's someone else feeling about this? I liked it, but I don't know how I feel. Or maybe you didn't like it, but you're like, I don't know if I should drop it, and you're watching this video. What's up? I'm Dom. I'm from the Otaku Room. But secondarily, one of the things that I always talk about, and, I'm kind of on repeat when episode 1s are in play, because, this is new information to somebody, okay? But one of the things I always say here on the channel is episode 1 is just so freaking important, because it's the decision maker that makes you come back for episode 2 or episode 3. Now, like I always say, the 3-episode rule is a fantastic rule to have when you are on the fence of should you watch or not. But regardless, episode 1 is the thing subconsciously that you decide, do I like this? Am I going to continue watching? So even inherently, if you're unsure, if you're shaky on it, episode 1 has to do enough to make you say, I'm going to give this 3 episodes. Now, there's going to be some people out there who they just do 3 episodes on all anime no matter what, because you're a little crazy. But there are those out there that subconsciously make that decision. So episode 1 is inherently important as the hook and the driver for should you watch this anime. Now, with that being said, absolutely you should watch it, Eminence Shadow, because this one was effing awesome. So not only did it take us through, like I said, all the kind of like everything that drove this guy, it introduced us to a girl called Nishina. We woke up with her with a lot of fan service, like really, I was like, I even wrote down, this is a great way to start the anime. But we started off with a lot of fan service, really cute girl. She wakes up to an empty ass house. Apparently everybody in Japan just don't got a family, but she rich regardless. We see her exiting her home. Research this anime prior to jumping in and all. You know that she is not our main character, but it kind of leads you in that way, like, oh, this is our main character? And I was kind of okay with it, But we see a flash of monster. She comes back to it. Very long story short, we get her set up. We get to learn that, she's a child actor. She was stalked and kidnapped, and she's changed her life, and she's acting on a day-to-day. She pretends to be a person that she really isn't, but she's liked by everybody at the school. She's the rich girl, yada, 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 yada. And we come to find out that she ends up getting kidnapped again. And this Sid guy, who she hates because he never gives her the attention that everybody else does. So, take notes, boys and girls. The person that doesn't give you the attention like others do is typically the one that you feel attracted to. That's exactly what happens here. So she keeps going out of her way to say hi to this dude. Regardless, he sees her get kidnapped. And then we find out that this dude's an effing badass. What he called himself, the stylish thug slayer. He's out there, kicking ass and taking names and beating the crap out of bike gangs and all kinds of stuff, right? And he saves her and is like, hey, make sure you don't walk alone again. You know what I mean? Hey, that's where you should step up, bro. And he just F'd these guys the F up. Like, he F'd these dudes up, right? And one of the things I really wanted to make note of here as well before I continue, and I want to show you guys this as well, is I wrote down a note, and I'm going to show you right here. I wrote down a note because I was taking notes during this episode. So I wrote down a note, and this is where I thought was freaking effing hilarious. So I wrote down he F this guy's up or whatever, right? He sees people as NPCs, blah, 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 blah. But I put it here, I love how he refers to people, and I spelled it wrong, but whatever, it's just random notes. I'm not looking as I'm typing. But I wrote down that he refers to people as NPCs, and then I put, this man's ready for a 𝐒𝐻𝐿. And then literally, like a minute or two later, I was like, oh my freaking gosh, he got hit by a truck. I was like, I was just kidding. Like, he literally got hit by our fade and true 𝐒𝐻𝐿. And I just thought that was effing hilarious. I was losing my crap. So I'm telling you, I totally love this anime. Then we see him get, immediately isekai'd into this Victorian world, this like Victorian era magic world. And we see that he got isekai into there. But before we got that, right, before we got the full isekai treatment, we saw him essentially, struggling through his life. Like, he's basically, the long story short of it is our main character has always felt that he was meant for something more. And we ran through that he's always basically trying to be like an NPC on his day-to-day, but in reality, he's been doing kickboxing and judo and karate and martial arts, and he's basically been trying to be the peak human being that he can be. But he's realized that his humanity is getting in the way of his desire, which is to be this peak being. And he knows that he's ready for something more. And he's been having this desire since he was a child. So he's basically ready to be isekai. So when he gets hit by a truck, the only thing that they could have done better for me is him choosing to get hit by a truck. But I don't know if that is actually what happens. But regardless, he wakes up in this world and he lets us know that he doesn't want to be a villain. He doesn't want to be a hero. He wants to be the most powerful being in the shadows who can manipulate the heroes, who could manipulate the villains. And I was like, yeah, I effing love that. And the only other note I made was that his party was just full of girls, so we're gonna get some fan service there as well. But man, I'm really digging this anime. Like, it impressed me. Is it gonna be a masterpiece? Probably not, but like, episode 1 hit this thing effing out the park. I thought it was fantastic. Really digging the character, really digging his motivations. They're all very selfish, but that's cool. So I hope that continues as we move forward. But let me know what you guys thought. If you decided to jump into this episode, let me know what you thought about after seeing it. Let me know if you agree with anything that I said. Let me know if you hard disagree. Like, yo, this was trash. Let me know why. Let me know that in the comments. Don't just say, hey, it was just trash, bro. Let me know why you thought that. I'm interested to see on our difference of opinions. It's not too often that I get to come out episode 1 and be like, yo, this is fire, this is heat. That's not always the case. So when that is, I'm very interested to see on when people feel opposite. So let me know what you guys think of that in the comments below. And if you're just somebody in the middle, you didn't like it, you didn't dislike it, are you gonna give it a 3-episode rule? And let me know what you liked or disliked. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching this video, and check out more fall anime coming up now. Peace out, my friends.